Handsum Gambler, one goal, clean sweep, going 5 for 5 every UFC card. I am the Handsome Gambler. We are looking at UFC Fight Night 258, goes down this week from Paris, France. But as always, we have to take a look back at the past event, UFC 257 Shanghai. I went 3-2. Let's run that back real quick. Easiest money on the card was Aljamain Sterling over Brian Ortega. I don't know what's going on with Ortega. He missed weight. He looked sloppy. Meanwhile, Aljo showed up looking like a stud, like always. Put in work for 25 minutes, rinse and repeat takedowns, even outstruck Brian at moments of the fight. And I don't know what is next for Ortega. He needs to figure something out before he's cut. Fight number 2 was Nurajai against Crosby. I didn't love this fight, honestly. It should have been a DQ win for Crosby. And I don't know how a ref can ask a most likely concussed, most likely nose bleeding, possibly broken, most likely eye compromised, so you're not seeing the way you should, this type of guy, if he wants to continue. That was an egregious foul, and it should have been a DQ victory for Crosby. It shouldn't have been an option if he wanted to continue or not. Terrible call by the ref on that one. I have mixed feelings about it, as my pick did hit, but he did lose some stock, as he did not need the foul to win this fight. He was going to win this fight eventually. It was going to take some work because Crosby was fighting the shit out of him. You could tell he had worked on some situational ground stuff, and he was definitely sitting there ready to make something happen. But don't want to get caught up on that too much. The bet did cash for me, but I think that Nurajai did lose a little bit of stock. Fight number 3, Skullet Gang, Charles Johnson over Loner Kavanaugh. This fight went down exactly how I called it. Kavanaugh didn't even get a chance to shoot one takedown. CJ was in his face, stalked him, and eventually put him away. Skullet Gang. I want to see CJ get a real test and a real contender, possibly a main event on a fight night card. A card like this one would be perfect for him to be like the main event on. Fight number 4 was my first loss of the night, Sergey Pavlovich, who looked career best, turned back the clock. He has his mojo back over Waldo Cortez Acosta. He ragdolled Acosta. I didn't see it coming because of how firm Acosta stood up to Sergey Spivak, but Pavlovich is on another level, and I'm admitting that. He has his mojo back. He's looking like he did before the Tom Aspinall fight. So big up to him. The one thing I did like about this fight is you see that the stock of Waldo is going to go up, as he was dog tough, and he's going to get better dealing with a true test like Pavlovich. So 2 heavyweight contenders that are just what we need right now in the UFC, is guys that are heavyweight contenders. Give Tom Aspinall some competition, and I feel like both of these guys are going in that direction. So both of their stocks went up. Moving on to fight number 5. This was a robbery, if you ask me. Zhao Long lost to Yu Sung Young. Long outstruck him at range. He outstruck him significantly as far as significant strikes and total number of strikes landed. He stopped every single takedown that Yu shot. And he was supposed to get the hometown cooking too, being the guy that was from China. I don't know what Vegas had going on, but it was like that you was going to win that fight regardless if it went to the decision. Very strange um, decision. Um, but that's why they call it gambling. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Let's keep it moving. Next section of the show is becoming one of my favorites, the Fade Parade. We have two entries of guys that are no longer being betted on again. The first entry is Brian Ortega. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. He missed weight, looked like death ran over, looked like Nosferatu out there, emaciated. I don't know what he's going to do. He's on the verge. I think he should lose his job after this performance. This is a card where he's one of the bigger names on the card. And they really needed him to show up. And what does he do? He shits the bed. I can never again back Brian Ortega. The other guy that I can never back again is Michel Pereira. He's 2-3 in his last 5 fights, and he had his soul snatched by Fluffy Hernandez 2 fights ago. I'll never back him again too. He lost to a guy that was basically cut from the UFC, went 4-0 outside of the UFC, and then this is his first test back, and he runs over a UFC veteran, making him look like he's never fought before in his life. So never again to Brian Ortega or Michel Pereira. You get my fart award, both of you guys. This week we are talking about UFC Fight Night 258. The main event is Imavov and Borralho from Paris, France. We're going to get right into the picks and plays this week. This is going to be a little bit different. I'm targeting the Balaji Oki Mason Jones fight. I'm targeting that this fight goes to a decision. At the time of this video, you can get a plus 125 on, a negative 125 on that. And I feel like that's the way to go. Great spot for this fight. I feel like they're very equally matched. I feel like Mason's more accurate, but Balaji has more value. And it's going to be one of those catch-can type of fights where they're going to be meeting each other in every turn and just a 15-minute dog war. If you want to go by the pick would be Mason Jones, but you would get better money on the distance at the time of this video. Like I said, negative 125. Maybe target the over 120, 2.5, or even either of those and the pick of Mason Jones. Moving on to fight number 2, I'm taking Rhys McKee over Alex Sola. This is going to be Skeletor's coming out party. This is his second stint in the UFC. He's taller, he's longer, he has a better strength of schedule, he has knockout power. I think it's too much, too little for this Sola guy. I got McKee by KO or decision. I would try to money line in one bet and then make a separate bet, double chance it, decision, knockout, double up the odds. Fight number 3, taking Kyle Fernandez over Harry Hardwick. Short notice changes give Fernandez the advantage in this. Hardwick usually fights at 145, and he's moving up on short notice. Fernandez is dangerous. I forgot the guy that he fought in his last fight, but he was a a dog in that fight and upset everybody. And I feel like it was a much tougher opponent than Harry Hardwick's going to be. So I'm Caio Fernandez money line. Money line it as he could starch this dude. He could sub him. He could win by decision. So just money line it. I think at the time of this video, you can even get plus money on Fernandez. Jumping over to fight number 4, I'm taking William Gomes over Robert Wuchala. Longer, more experienced, much better grappler, hometown advantage edge. I'm going to take Gomes double chance by KO or decision. I was thinking about a separate bet money line and a separate bet fight knockout because this is the kind of guy that Gomes can knock out. Gomes took on better competition than this guy and took on and beat better competition than this guy, I believe. And this is going to be very workmanlike, easy money for him. So Gomes double chance, Gomes money line, KO or decision prop both there. Like I said, double it up or take a single bet. And fight number 5, I am taking Modestas Bukauskas over Paul Craig. Paul Craig is the middleweight GM3. He's 3-1-1 in his last 5. And his last legit win was in 2022. It's time to fade him. It's not even about Modestas being that great, but he carries serious knockout power. He's not going to participate in this grappling game that Paul Craig wants to do, and it's time to fade Paul Craig at any chance that you get. I'm going to say Bukauskas by knockout, double chance with by decision, and maybe even a separate money line bet. But Modestas Bukauskas is the correct pick. Jump over to my unofficial main event lean. I'm 1-1 since I've been doing this. I actually hit on Johnny Walker, the last UFC card. I told you guys he would bounce back just like Derek Lewis did. So great call on my judgment 2 weeks ago, taking Johnny Walker. And my unofficial main event this week is going to be Nasruddin Imavov over Kyle Borralho. I love the fighting nerds, but Nasruddin is just peaking right now. 77% takedown defense, slightly longer, much better striker with that slightly longer. And I don't think that Kyle's going to be able to hold him down and take him down and dominate like he's used to. Borralho has this style like kind of Gilbert Burns, where I'm going to get on top of you and dominate you, the majority of this fight. I don't see that happening against Nasruddin. He's got that wicked 80-some inch reach. He's from Dagestan, so that wrestling prowess I feel like is battle tested. And this is going to be a 25-minute stand-up kickboxing match that Kyle Borralho loses. That's the pick. It's another episode of the Handsum Gambler. I have the best parlay in the book. You just have to hit the like button, parlay that with the share button, and then hedge the subscribe button, and that's a crushing 3-leg parlay that I can guarantee every week. Stay sharp, play smart, bet on charm, and win with style. I am the Handsum Gambler, and I'm cashing out. See you next week, folks.
It's the greatest team of all time. That squad right there.